What's up, everyone? So I know this is a very basic video, but I felt that it would be wrong of me if I didn't at least, brush on the topic, make a short video on it. I feel that dropping in is important to any skateboarder, no matter what your preference is, street, vert, bowl. It's a very important thing to learn, and it's akin to knowing how to read or how to tie your own shoes in skateboarders terms. It's a very important step for you in learning how to skate. And I know a lot of you have been wanting me to go over a lot more advanced stuff, which I promise I'm going to do very soon. But I felt that I had to at least go over this. So I'm assuming most of you already know how to drop in, but if you don't, even better, hopefully this video helps. So dropping in is just putting the tail end of your board on the edge of a ramp and just pressing down and rolling down it. So you can drop in on technically anything. You can drop in on a bank, and in fact I would recommend that you learn how to drop in on a bank before doing it on a quarter pipe, because if you do it on a quarter pipe, it's going to shoot you out a lot faster, a lot more abruptly than a bank would. So start with your local bank. Any small bank would do, maybe a ditch or maybe a little ramp like this one, and then move up to the larger banks and know what it really is to drop into a bank and roll all the way down. And then do the same thing with quarter pipes. Start at a small quarter pipe, one that doesn't look too steep, that doesn't have a steep incline. It's not going to shoot you out. The steeper it is, the faster it's going to shoot you out, the more intimidating, etc., etc. So I would recommend starting out small. As always, that should be your number one rule of thumb for learning anything in skateboarding. Try to start out small and work your way up. So you're going to put the tail end of your board with the wheels pressing against the coping. You're going to put that on the edge. You're going to hold the board in place with that one foot, and then you put the front foot on, and you really just you press down and you lean forward. That's probably the one thing that goes in one ear and out the other when you're trying to teach someone how to drop in, like I have many times. You can see compilations of it on the internet, people breaking their ankles and knocking themselves out, and just the most ridiculous things because they just did not commit and they did not lean forward. You can lean forward as much as possible, and the outcome will still be a lot better than if you leaned back any bit. So when it comes to dropping in, that's the most important thing. It's just leaning forward, and no one wants to listen to that because they think that they're just gonna fall face first into the concrete. And as long as there's no obstructions, there's no obstacles in the way or things on the ground that your wheel could get caught on or anything like that, that is not going to happen. So I would much rather fall forward trying to drop in than fall back. But you need to really just go through the motions of it to understand how important it is to commit in skateboarding. If you fall when dropping in on a skateboard, it's likely because you weren't leaning in forward enough. You were too scared, you didn't commit. And you're going to realize very soon how important commitment is when it comes to trying a trick. It can mean the difference between gradually learning the trick safely like you should and breaking a limb. A lot of people have made dropping in a lot harder than it really is, simply because they don't want to commit and they don't want to lean forward enough. The board is only going to go in two directions. Because of how the wheels are facing, it can only go forward or back, and it's definitely not going to go back up the ramp when you try to drop in. It's only going to go forward. The only decision you're making here is whether or not you want to go forward with it, or whether you want to fall behind and risk hurting yourself really bad. So those are my thoughts on dropping in. It's a very basic thing to do in skateboarding. It's not even a trick, but I felt that it was important to go over it so that more people could know. Hopefully people could get something out of this video. Set your tail on the edge of that ramp, lean forward, and commit the rest of the way. Commit. That's what a drop in is. So thank you guys for tuning in. Let me know down below. I was thinking about making some t-shirts. Let me know if you'd be down for that. See you next time.